everyone, and welcome to our Thursday Night Connect. I'm so excited to be here. If you are watching the recording, I'm so proud of you and excited that you are doing this for your business. And I'm seeing like a glare on my glasses, so I'm hoping that's not distracting to you guys tonight. Okay, so tonight I'm actually going to talk more towards new consultants. However, a lot of the tips that I'm going to share will translate just throughout your business. Okay, one of the things that I've been working on this year on my business is my habits. And I've actually created a one of those letter boards that says your habits create your business. And that is so true. In the last 5 years that I have been a consultant, I will say that the times that I am the most consistent and hit my goals are the months that my habits are on point. Now, is that always the case? Am I always like, are my habits always great? No, it's just like if you're dieting, you know, usually, or sometimes your habits are great and sometimes you kind of cheat on your diet, right? Sometimes that chocolate cake sounds better than the celery. So it's the same thing with your business. Sometimes sitting on the couch and watching Netflix sounds more enticing than follow-up. But the beautiful thing is I'm going to actually give you some tips on how you can have your cake and eat it too. Isn't that interesting how I just kind of, that was not planned. I just kind of spun that around. Anyway, so your habits create your business. Okay, now what does that mean? Well, it means the habits that you establish on a daily basis will create what your business will look like in the future. Okay, so my biggest tips is what I'm going to share with you tonight. Number one, I say have a plan. Okay, we've talked about this plan before. We've talked about having a PRV plan. We've talked about having a business plan. But it really is so true that you need to have some sort of plan every single month. Okay, you need to look at your business the last 30 days and plan it out for the next 30 days. Now, if you're not looking at, say you just joined, last week and you didn't have the opportunity to start planning in March for April, that's totally okay. You can start the planning process at the beginning of the month. However, the sooner you get to that plan, the easier your plan will play out, okay? So when I am looking at planning my month, I'm looking at what the promotions are. So at the end of every single month on Facebook, and this may change in the future because Heidi and Orville are moving to London. So I don't know what those end of the month Facebook connects are going to look like. However, as of right now, this is how it works. And the last day of the month, Heidi and Orville go live and they talk about products that are releasing in the following month. Okay, and so we kind of get a firsthand experience as to what these are going to look like. We don't know when they're going to happen. We don't know how they're going to happen, but we do know that they're going to happen. So it's really important that you know what the current promotions are. Okay, and that will help you with your planning. Then a lot of times on the first day of the month in the news tab, like some of these new promotions will pop up and then it's really exciting because you're like, yeah, I'm so excited. And then those are things that you want to share with your customers. Okay, logging into your news tab and your workstation daily is very important, but it needs to be done at least on Thursdays, because Thursdays is when we find out what those new product releases are. And if you are not logging in on Thursday, so I'm going to adjust my camera here. If you're not logging in on Thursday, then there is a good chance that you are going to miss something that is releasing on Monday. You want to log in on the first day of the month because you want to see what's coming out this month or tomorrow or whatever. And then you definitely want to log in at least on Thursday. I suggest every day, but if you are not that person that's going to be consistent with checking your computer, at least make sure that you're doing that on Thursday. It is imperative for your business and for the future of your business. Okay. And then you want to make a plan. You want to have some sort of a plan on how you're going to let your customers know that these products are releasing. So, we've talked about LTOs, and I, 2 weeks ago when I did this training, I talked all about LTOs. We've got a lot of LTOs coming out, limited time offers that are coming out very quickly. So make sure that you know how you're going to release those, and that you're making a list of anybody that like on the last day of the month, last month, they had, they showed that there's the Lady and the Tramp buddies. They showed that there's a Sebastian buddy. They showed that that the warmer of the month for May. They showed all these things. And so I made a list of anybody that I was going to reach out to about those. And I have a plan on how I'm sharing those with my customers. And if you watched 2 weeks ago, then you know what that plan is, because I'm pretty consistent with that plan. All right. You want to pay attention to any holidays that are coming up. Okay. You want to, we just had Easter. That was a really big one. If you were planning Easter on April 1st, then you probably missed some Easter basket opportunities. But if you're planning Easter in March, then that makes it a little bit easier. Do you see what I'm saying? So we know right now we're looking ahead. What's coming up next month? Mother's Day. Okay. Not only does Scentsy have the Mother's Day collection, but we also have the opportunity to share with our customers some Mother's Day gift ideas. Not just the Mother's Day collection, but we also have the NFL collection. Moms like football, we have that. Make sure that you're sharing those ideas with your customers for gift ideas. Put together package deals. Moms like their cars to smell nice. Put together car kits. And, these are not things that you have to necessarily have on hand, but you can use pictures from the marketing tab, and you can create on Photify, which is if you're a new consultant or you've never used Photify before, then it's a flyers app, so you can use that. And the cool thing about Photify is that these marketing images are already uploaded from our workstation right into that app. But you can also create your own flyers on Canva. If you are using these products, which I'm going to talk about later, you can snap pictures of things that you're using and create packages around that. So it's not anything that you have to have on hand, but have a plan on how you plan on sharing those with your customers. Okay. All right. Another tip for new consultants and beyond is always have an open party on your PWS. Always, 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 always. Even if you don't have a party happening, have a party open on your PWS. Okay. Now, why is that important? Well, one of the cool things that Scentsy just dropped a couple weeks ago is that when they're walking through the checkout process on our websites, they're walked through a page that asks them, do you want to attach this to a party? Okay. If you don't have a party set up, then guess what? They're not going to have the opportunity to attach it. But for me, at the beginning of every single month, I have a new party that's open, and it says online orders here, or please, online orders, please, or something like that about online orders. That way, when I'm getting random PWS orders, then a lot of times they attach it right to that. And guess what happens as they're attaching those orders to that party? I'm collecting hostess rewards. Now, how do I use those hostess rewards? Well, my biggest suggestion for you to use your hostess rewards is use your hostess rewards to grab products that you can gift to your customers. Grab scent circles. Those are fairly inexpensive. They're buy 5, get 1 free, right? $15 for 6 of them. That ends up to be $2 a piece. Okay, that is, or not even $2. Is it $2.50? I don't even know. So, but we'll say $2.50 a piece. That's very inexpensive, considering that number one, you're getting it at no cost to you, and number two, your customers are placing orders with you, and it's just a way of saying thank you to them. Okay, so use that for, ways to give back to your customers. Also, use your hostess rewards to get products that you want to try. If you've never tried the counter clean or the all-purpose cleaner, use hostess rewards from this catch-all party to grab some of those products and use them to make samples to give to your customers, but also use them to try them out yourself, because the more products that you try yourself, the easier it is to share why you love them with your customers. Okay, so that is a very huge tip on how to get stuff for your customers at no cost, at little to no cost, because we do have the half price products that you can get. And so you can actually get a like a 6-pack of scent circles for half price. A lot of times I just get light bulbs for half price because, I'm spent. I have we don't want to spend a lot of money, but we want to be able to thank our customers. So a lot of times that's what I'm using my hostess rewards is on light bulbs. Now I will say, when I first joined, the biggest thing that I spent my hostess rewards on was my own product. I used them to get the expensive warmers, the diffusers, all of those things. And then I got them and I'm like, now what do I do with them? I have stock or whatever, but I'm like, what do I do with them? And then it's, I'm sorry, I'm getting a text. I'm going to turn that off. So I stopped using them on things that I need to spend money on. And I, tried to get as little out of pocket as possible. Okay, so that is another big tip. And also you can accumulate those hostess rewards, and with every kit that you get, you actually get the opportunity to get your own host exclusive kit. So you don't even have to be the hostess. You can gift that party or that order to somebody else. You keep the PRV and you gift that hostess kit, and you can, if it's a $200 order, you'll get $20 in free, and you have a couple of options. You can either give them that $59 kit for $39, or you can still give the kit to them for $59 and use the rest of the product credit for yourself as well. It's however you want to work it. But the cool part of having that online party is that you have the opportunity to get that kit. So that's a great way to start sponsoring and to offer that to anybody that you talk to. All right. Another tip is be consistent. Okay. Whatever you are consistent with, that is how your business is going to look. If you are consistent on posting on social media, then you will gain a following. Then you will gain engagement on your social media profiles. If you are consistent with following up with your customers, then you will build relationships. You will have the opportunity to get future PRV by following up with your customers. If you are consistent on asking for parties, guess what? You're going to book parties. Whatever you're consistent with, that is how your business is going to look. Now, there's a consequence to that. If you are consistently not doing any of those things, then you might fall into the trap of, trying to get active every 4 months, and you're consistently trying to find people to buy your products because you haven't built those relationships, because you don't have that following on social media, because you don't know who to ask. Okay, your customer base is so small that maybe you've asked 2 or 3 people and they said no, and now you're out of options. Okay, however, whatever you're consistent with, that's how your business is going to look. Okay. So another tip is to label everything. I know that we talk about this a lot, but I really think that it is important to label everything that leaves your house. Okay, if you, if you have scent of the month flyers, then you know, label it. I have one of my favorite labeling tools is the stamp. If you were on the new consultant call last night, then you saw me talk about this stamp. But this right here, I think it was like $15 in the Scentsy family store. And it is a self-inking stamp. And I use it to stamp my flyers. I use it to stamp my catalogs. I use it to stamp my scent circles, my car bars. Well, not the new car bars, I guess, the old car bars, because they have like the car bar or the cardboard in the back of it. I use it to stamp my product sheets, everything. Okay, this is such a money saver. You guys, I do not like to spend a lot of money. Okay, at least not a lot of money on Scentsy business supplies. If I'm going to spend money, it's going to be on something that I want, like a new warmer or pillows for my couch or something random that I want. I'm not going to spend money on business supplies. Heck, you guys, I don't even have business cards. Okay, I am so frugal when it comes to my business supplies that I find shortcuts everywhere. For my business card, when I actually did give out business cards, I snapped a picture of one, and now I'm digital. And anytime somebody, I'll meet somebody new or whatever, I'll tell them, you know what, I don't have business cards, but can I shoot you a picture of one? Because I recently went digital. Because I did. Because you know what happens to those business cards? They get tossed away, right? So I don't like to give business cards. But if you are a business card person and you do work in that kind of an industry where business cards are a thing, then another tip would be to make sure that your picture is on your business card, because people are less likely to throw away a business card if it has your picture. And also, how many times have you had a business card and like you look at the name and it's a year later or whatever, and you look at it and you don't even recall who gave it to you, so it goes right in the trash? But if it has your picture on it, then it has also a little memory jogger, okay? So label everything. Nothing should leave your house without a label, because also you want to have a way to track it back to you. Okay, so like for example, this flyer right here, you give it to somebody that maybe you give it to somebody that knows that you sell Scentsy. Maybe it's your best customer and you're like in like a hurry and you just kind of throw it in their bag, right? But it doesn't have a stamp on it. It doesn't have a label on it. I'm going to stamp this right now so I remember to do it. Okay, but it doesn't have a stamp on it. And they take this and they throw it in their recycling bin. Okay, and then a couple of days later, it's windy and it flies out of their recycling bin. I know, totally random, right? But it ends up down the street and somebody picks this up and they're like, oh, Scentsy, I know Scentsy, and they turn it over and there's nothing on it. Guess what happens to that flyer again? It goes right back in the recycling bin. But if it has your information on it, guess what could happen? It could make its way back to you. Okay, true story. I do, like when I first joined, I learned to label everything. And there was a warmer that somebody bought for me, and I put my label on the bottom, and I, did my follow-up. I did all of this thing, all the things. And she never purchased from me again at that time. And this was back in like 2016. And then one of my friends, the person whose party I met her through, she actually joined Scentsy. And so I handed her over, like we want our friends to be taken care of from their friends, right? So this other person was taking care of this person. Well, she ended up quitting, like this consultant ended up quitting Scentsy, and it was too much for her, which is fine because it's not for everyone. But I never kept following up with her people, because I didn't really know at the time how to reach out to somebody. And so I just didn't. And, but because my label was on the bottom of her warmer, she actually reached out to me about 6 months ago and ordered a 6-pack of wax for me. Now, it wasn't a huge order, right? It was just a few bars. But the important thing is that she reached out to me because my label was on the bottom of her warmer. And what I didn't know was she had actually put her warmers away. So she wasn't even looking at her warmers. That's why she wasn't ordering wax. They were put away, and because they moved, and her daughter was unpacking and she's like, Mom, how come I stopped using these? And she's like, oh my gosh, I don't know why. And luckily enough, I had my label on the bottom of that warmer, and guess who she reached out to? Me, right? So that was a very fortunate thing. Another key reason on why you want to label everything that leaves your house. All right. Okay, and I know that this next one, this actually took me a little while to do because I was really nervous, and that is brand your car. Okay, I did not do that probably for a good 6 months in my business because I was really nervous on having my name and my phone number on my car. I don't know why I was so nervous about it, but I started to look around at other cars and just like people driving. And I'm like, you know what? I am not seeing anybody with Scentsy on the back of their car. I am definitely missing opportunities here. So I jumped on the bandwagon as far as like, you see it in the consultant store, and I was told that you should brand your car, and but I just did it. And I will tell you that that was one of the greatest things that I could have done for my business, especially, I'll have it parked in my driveway, and I'll have people that will drive by my house, knock on my door, ask for a catalog. I know, random, right? But I would have them ask for catalogs. They'd come to my house and they ask for light bulbs. I've had people join our team because they saw my car. I've had people in the back, like in the line at Smoothie King, they called me at, not Smoothie King, Tropical Smoothie. They called me because they saw the name my name and phone number was on the back of my car, and they called me and they're like, oh my God, I need wax. I don't have a consultant. So, it's definitely beneficial, especially right now when we're still not doing a lot of home parties or a lot of events and out meeting people. It is a really great way to start to try to meet people by just putting some sort of information on the back of your car. They are like the large sticker, I think is, I want to say it's $19.99 in the Scentsy Success Store. I'm not 100% sure, but it is the greatest $20 that I ever spent. All right. So I highly recommend it. And another thing that we miss out on, especially as newer consultants, is we fail to ask for referrals. Okay. Now, this is a really important one, especially if you're trying to get out of your immediate circle. Okay, a lot of times we have friends and we have family that are buying from us. We follow up with them and they don't need anything, right? So a really big tip that I like to do is I like to say, well, do you know anybody else that may be interested? Or if I'm following up with somebody, sometimes I will just ask them, like, hey, do you have a friend that might be interested in ordering? Like if they're placing an order, I'll say, do you have somebody else that might be interested in ordering as well? We can get you out a personal shopping link, and you can just let them know, hey, I'm placing an order for my spring scents. Do you need any wax or light bulbs? Okay, and that's an instant party, and there's a good chance that you could meet somebody that you didn't know before. And if you're doing that consistently, even if you do that like heck once a month for a year, that's 12 new people that you didn't know. But if you ask that person if they know somebody, and that person if they know anybody, then each month, the first month it's one new person, the next month it's 2 new people, the next month it's 4 new people, then it's 8 new people, right? If you're doing that every single time, can you see how over time that can really build up? Okay. Start with your warm market, and then that's one really easy way that you can start meeting people. All right. Okay. Another big tip is most importantly, absolutely without a doubt, you want to launch your business some way. And if you've been a consultant for a while, heck, relaunch your business. Okay, relaunch it every catalog season. Whatever that looks like for you. A lot of times we kind of lose steam through catalog seasons, and life gets in the way and we get busy, and sometimes Scentsy gets put on the back burner. Relaunch your business. Reach out to people with your excitement. Hey, I'm still here, right? When you first join, launch your business and let everybody know that you are actually open for business. Okay, you would never see a store, a restaurant, anything open without some sort of a grand opening party. And you know who they invite? They invite their friends and family. Okay, they don't invite random strangers to come to the opening of their restaurant. You hear about all the time, there's a soft opening, which is just for friends and family, and there's a hard opening for the general public. The soft opening is for friends and family so they can work out all the bugs, right? So in our business, that would be our launch party. That would be our warm market, letting our friends and family know. And then the hard opening would be asking for referrals, right? So there's two ways to do that. And, if you've kind of put your business on the back burner and you really want to get things started again, there is absolutely nothing wrong with relaunching your business. Okay. Relaunch your business for any reason at all. It's my Scentiversary. I'm relaunching my business. It's the beginning of the month and we have some amazing things coming out this month. I'm going to relaunch my business. It's a new catalog season. I'm going to relaunch my business. I just had a baby. I want to relaunch my business, whatever it is. There's never a bad excuse to relaunch your business. Use whatever is going on in your life as an excuse to relaunch your business. And I promise you that people will come and be gravitating towards you. All right. Okay, now I have 3 more tips and then I'm going to let you guys go. Because I like to keep these recordings kind of short because a lot of times we are watching the recording, right? So 3 more tips. Number 1, you want to subscribe to your website. Okay, it is free for your first 3 months. However, it's $10 a month after that. Super cheap. It's a tax write-off. Okay, you definitely want to subscribe to your website. Number 1, you're eligible to offer things like your pre-sales, right? We have a pre-sale happening on Monday with Sebastian and Lady and the Tramp. We have a pre-sale happening right now with the NHL and NFL warmers. And if you don't have a website, then you're not able to participate in those. Okay, not only can you not get them for yourself, but you can't get them for your customers either. All right, that's very important. Number 2, you have the opportunity to personalize a newsletter and to send a newsletter to any and all of your contacts that you get their email addresses. This is a great way for them to, just like an easy way to follow up with your customers. It's a no-brainer. You don't even have to think about it. Scentsy will send them an email every single month. You can even personalize that and add your personal specials in that. Maybe you're having a booking incentive and you're offering everybody a half price item or something. You can use your own half price items from, and I'm not saying everyone a half price item, but a half price item for booking a party with you. Let me finish that sentence. A half price item for booking a party with you. You use the perpetual party reward, which is that extra half price item that we get with every single party that we close. And you give that to them. Number 1, it's nothing out of your pocket. And number 2, it's a little way to entice your customers to book a party with you. Okay, you can put that in your newsletter. Right? That's a very cool thing. You also want to make sure that you're subscribing to the Scent and Warmer of the Month and or the Scent and Warmer of the Month. Okay, at least one of those. The Scent of the Month is $35. You guys, you will never spend on your business another $35 that is worth way more than you are getting. Okay, for $35, 35 PRV, so it'll be 35 plus tax, but you are getting 9 bars of the Scent of the Month. That is $54, right? 9 times 6 is 54, I think it is. $54 worth of products for $35. You can sell those, make your money back easily. You can give them away and write them off on your taxes. Not only do you get those 9 bars, but you also get an $8 room spray. Okay, so 54 plus 8 is, you guys are going to do the math. I'm not going to do the math, but it's more, right? It's more than $35. So you sell that too, or you give it away. You know, you do a drawing for your VIPs at the end of the month and you give away the room spray. It's tax write-off, you guys. Okay. Who doesn't have room for tax write-offs? I know I do. Okay. And then plus you get 50 of these Scent and Warmer of the Month flyers. You get, which are like super professional. And the cool part about these is they fit in a regular envelope. They used to not, you used to have to fold them, but about 3 years ago, they cut down the size and they are perfect for those business size envelopes. This is what I mail out to my, for my mail outs. And you also do the, you get 70 cent, rub and snuff stickers. So you can put a sticker on there, or you can use a felt sample and you can just put that felt sample right in here. You know, you can put it in a baggie and staple it. And this is a really cute thank you to give to your customers with their orders, or you can mail them out, and felt samples mail flat. So it's no extra postage. Bonus. I told you I'm frugal, guys. All right. Let me see. Also, another tip is you want to track your mileage. However you do that, you want to track your mileage, you want to save your receipts, you want to do all these things for taxes. Okay, the way that I track my mileage is I have an app called Mile IQ. This app is $5.99 a month. The $5.99 is a tax write-off, and it tracks my miles every single time that I get in the car. And what I do is I get a notification every week with my mileage report, and I go in and I swipe one way for business miles and swipe the other way for personal miles. This is an IRS approved report that they email, you can get it emailed to you, you can print it out, and you can use it for your taxes. You guys, thousands of dollars I have been able to write off because I track my mileage everywhere. All right. Thousands of dollars. All right. Thousands of dollars. Can I say that again? Thousands of dollars. All right. Save your receipts anytime you, anytime you buy stamps, anytime you buy thank you cards, every time you buy anything for your business, pens for your business. Save your receipts, because that is also a tax write-off. All right. So many options or opportunities to write off stuff for your taxes if you are careful with your tracking. All right. Now, my very last tip, this is a big one. All right. This is probably the most important tip that I can give you. Okay. This is so different than all of the other ones. And that is this: do not compare your journey to anybody else's. Let me say that again. Do not compare your journey to anybody else's. I'm sure that we've all heard comparison is the greatest thief of joy. And that is exactly what you are doing. You are robbing yourself of the enjoyment of going through this journey and being able to experience something beautiful. Just because you joined on the same day at the same time as somebody else doesn't mean your journeys are going to look exactly the same. You're different people. You have different connections. You have different friends. I hope you have different ways of running your business. Okay. Excuse me. Okay. Some of them, we all go at our own pace. For me, when I joined, I hit director in 8 months. That was unheard of. Now people are hitting director in a month, hitting superstar director in a year. If I were to, or you guys were to compare yourselves to any of those people, would it make us want to keep going in our business? Absolutely not. Okay, absolutely not. Do not compare the middle or the beginning of your book, your chapter, to the middle of somebody else's. Okay, we all come into this with different life experiences. We all come into this with different skill sets. We all come into this with different reasons why we're here. Okay, so because of all of those things, because we are all individual people, we are all independent consultants, we all do things a little bit different. Okay, now here's the other thing that I want to share with you. I'm going to end with a story. And that story is something that I experienced just a couple weeks back. And that was when I was running. Okay. I was running and there was a lady, and I shared a little bit of this story a couple years ago. I had a similar experience, but it was a guy, but this one was a lady this time. And I was running, and I'm a slow runner. Amanda would call it a slogging. That's what I do too. I'm slogging down a hill, right? And I'm just like, I'm pacing myself. I'm tired. I don't love running. So I'm just trying to, work up my endurance at this point. And this lady comes running past me. Okay. Like I'm on the sidewalk, she's in the street, and she just runs right past me. And I'm like, wow, one day I'm going to get there. One day I'm going to get there, what that lady is doing. And I'm like, I'm like, I keep going. I get down the hill and I turn the corner, and guess what? That same lady that ran right past me, when she got around the corner, she started walking. Okay. I wasn't walking. I was still jogging. Okay. And then what happened is I jogged past her. She's walking. I jogged past her, and I thought to myself, I wonder if she's comparing herself to me, because she passed me the first time. Maybe she was like, hey, slowpoke. But then, the second time, I'm still going. She's walking. Maybe she's like, wow, one day I'm going to get that kind of endurance. One day I'm going to be able to keep going just like she is. Okay. So we never know who's watching us. We never know who is comparing themselves to us. Meanwhile, we think we don't have all of our stuff together, right? We feel like we're disorganized. We feel like our brains are like going 100 miles an hour, and we look at somebody and we're like, wow, she's got it all together. She, like, man, if I can only do what she does, then my business would just look so much different. But what you don't know, she's looking at you and she's going, man, she has it all together. She's not letting, her life get in the way of her business, right? Man, if I could do what she does, then my business would be better, right? We're both looking at each other. We're both comparing ourselves to each other. You guys, don't do that. Stop it right now. Compare yourself to yourself yesterday. Are you better than you were yesterday? Then that's your marker for success. Okay. And then tomorrow you're going to do something different. And you know what? Someday you may be too tired. Maybe tomorrow you wake up and you don't feel great. So tomorrow you're going to binge watch Bridgerton. I started watching that this week, right? As I was putting together my mailers, I like to have a show going. That's one of the ways that I like to have my cake and eat it too, is I watch my favorite shows, or a show that I want to watch while I'm doing Scentsy stuff, stamping catalogs, putting my mailers together. That is one way that I do that. But, maybe tomorrow you wake up and you're like, you know what? I just don't feel like it today. I have a headache. I don't feel good. And so then you don't, right? Then the next day, I'm going to be better than I was yesterday. Okay. Compare yourself to yourself. That is the only true, real comparison that matters in this business or in life. Okay, you guys, I hope that you have a fantastic rest of your week. I hope that you take these tips and you have them, push you through the month of April. And if you have any questions, please reach out to your sponsor. Please reach out to me. Post them on our team page. We're all here to help. We're all here to help each other. We are stronger together. And I hope that you guys all have a fabulous rest of your evening. And thanks for tuning in. Bye.